Welcome back to Snipe City Cards. December end of the year 2022 contest is still on. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. The full details are in the description and in the previous videos this month. Now, we're going to get into Comc. We promised you guys we'd do a deep dive into Comc and some other stuff. So first and foremost, what is Comc? Well, they got some stuff on their website here why you should buy with them. But in essence, Comc is the bank. Just like in real life, you go to work, you probably don't get a check anymore. You get direct deposit into your bank. You have $1,000 in your bank account. You don't have 10 $100 bills in your hand, but you know it's just as good. And you don't have to have that physical currency in your hand. That's what Comc is with sports cards. And just like you can go to the bank and withdraw your cash, Comc has every single card itemized. It has a giant warehouse. What else can you do that you can do at a bank at Comc? Well, you can buy, you can sell, or you can kind of day trade. As you can see here, picked up a few cards on the low end, and we just flipped them for a couple of bucks here and there. Add to your Comc credit. It's got a full detailed list here to tell you when you bought the item, what you bought it for, what you sold it for. Ones that have a blank instead of the purchase price there. You see that Nick Robertson color wheel $9.99. Some of these don't have them. Those are from their transfers from ePack, so there's no purchase amount. But there was a Matthews there we made about 20 bucks on. Here we go. We bought a Jason Robertson on August 8th for $30, and we sold it a month too early for $35 because now it's going for over $100. But that's a couple of things that you can do on here. So why is this useful? It's just sheerly the amount of data and the usability of it. It works like the bank, but it has so much data. I can also click here and view all my purchases, and it'll itemize them, the date, and the amount I paid, and absolutely everything. When I do go to sell a card, it will tell me, hey, you bought that Timothy Liljegren Young Guns for $2.90. Someone's offering you $4 for it. You're going to make a little bit. They do take 5% seller's fee. And it's not direct money, it's Comc credits. If you choose to withdraw those Comc credits into cash, there is a 10% withdrawal fee to move it into your PayPal or your bank account. But here's some more details on the right side here. Gives you the amount of cards you have in your collection, what your total asking price is, your total sales up to date, your amount of cards purchased. There's so much data on here. So how do they make money? Well, they take a bit of a cut off of everything you sell, but you can also see there's an enhanced security fee of about $2. They will charge you when you try to put your cards on Comc. So how do you get your cards there? Well, you can either ship them to Comc, and they will process all of them at the rate of 25 cents per card, or if you're already on an online platform like ePack, you can just transfer it for free. Just realizing it's going to be nearly impossible to impart all this information as quickly as I'm trying to do without it being confusing. Any questions at all, just throw it in the comments if you got to rewind and go back. But there's going to be a lot of information in this video, so we're going to keep plugging away. Okay, so you're on your eBay, you're looking for some stuff. You see this Skybox 1/1 printing plate of Austin Matthews. You see the price, 1,000 Canadian. You notice it's got a Comc logo there. You're like, okay, so why is this information interesting for me? So when you click on the card, you'll see that it's selling for about 700 and change US by Comc consignments. So that means someone has it in their Comc bank, and here it is. You can also find it on Comc's website, and they've got it listed at that price. That's what they want for it. But is that the case? If you have a Comc registered account, look at that price drop almost $100 now. So if you're signed up for Comc, you get the stuff for less than you would on eBay, or if you're not signed up for Comc and you're trying to purchase it. So that's one very important thing to keep in mind. eBay also does all of Comc's auctions as well. We're going to get into that, but you can also do offers. So for example, we're gonna just go through a fresh set here. We're gonna punch in Mitch Marner. We're gonna click on the left rookie card, and we're not gonna go through for anything too crazy. But let's click this Peachy Mitch Marner rookie card that we see here. Like, we can go down the list. There's quite a few of them. Yeah, let's go down the list. We'll take a look at some of the other stuff that's here. But they basically got a lot of stuff here. Now, one thing to realize with Comc is if the stuff has been on ePack and it's relatively newer, there's going to be higher volume on Comc, so the price is going to reflect normal. So for example, this Mitch Marner here, bit of a higher volume, not too much of a crazy expensive card. Now, you can set minimum offer. So here, we just put a $1 offer. Didn't go through because the person has their minimum offer set at about 50% of the card. Most people are way less, 20%, 10%, whatever the case is. So we're going to put an offer in for $475. We know it's above the minimum offer, and now we're going to send that off. And if the guy accepts, we get the card for $475. He's probably going to decline, but you can also get a full rundown of all of your offers that people have offered you and you have offered them. You can click on it and see all the details on it. Now, if you auction a card, that's going to go through Comc's eBay auctions. So we're going to quickly go through Comc's eBay account here, and you'll see all these cards on here. They're all on auction. Now, if you're Canadian like me, I don't know what it's like for the States, but look at the shipping on all these. It's about $20 to $24, even on $1 or $2 cards. This is where having a Comc account is pretty cool, because you can win an auction on eBay, and instead of paying with your eBay your credit card that's on eBay, your PayPal or whatever, they have a deal with Comc. As long as your account is linked to your Comc, you'll have the options of how you want to pay for the card, and it's pretty cool. So for example, you can buy a card on a Comc eBay auction and then not have to pay that shipping, because then you'll go into your Comc accounts, you'll see the card there, you'll pay for it there. Here's a rundown of the options for paying for it, and then it'll just get transferred into your Comc account. For example, I may have lost out on the 1/1 Jack Hughes auto, but I got a good deal on this Timothy Liljegren, even though the card's probably damaged with some surface wear. But so that's one thing that's pretty important too. Okay, now we're going to get into the inventory manager. I know we're going fast. Every single card you want to decide whether you want to have for sale or not. You see a lot of these I don't have up. I haven't put a price on it, but it's all here. It's all itemized. It's in so much detail. It'll tell you what you purchased the card for, what everybody else is selling it for, what the going market is, all of that. And then you can choose, okay, hey, this card is a lot more than I thought it was, a lot more than I bought it for. I'm going to list it for sale. This card I'm going to hang on to for a little bit. I'm going to wait and see what happens. Okay, and one thing to keep in mind as well, you see this 000 here, that is an extra fee that you will get for any card that hasn't gone through Comc already. This one we sent in from ePack, so it's got a 25-cent charge. That same kind of thing for when you ship your cards to Comc, there's that 25-cent charge. That's basically what they do on every single card. Okay, next up is 130Point. You need to have 130Point if you're trying to collect cards. It works very well with Comc. 130Point will show you eBay sales, but the stuff that's been buy it now with an offer that eBay doesn't tell you what the exact amount is, 130Point does. So it'll tell you what the best offer was accepted on a lot of these cards. Here you see best offer accepted there. 130Point, very handy for keeping the value of a card to be used with Comc, with eBay. You got to use the three of them together if you really want to get a proper valuation of your collection and properly, sell cards. There's a Matthews that sold for $650. So once again, items that are sold on ePack will generally show better pricing on Comc because there's a lot more volume. So you can see this Moritz cider. Here's one on auction on eBay. If you are on Comc, you click the button, it takes you right to eBay to go for the auction. That's what we saw there. Here it is listed at $39.99. There's plenty of these because you can still buy these packs on ePack. Stuff that doesn't make it to ePack, there's not going to be too many to Comc because they only get the people that ship it to Comc to throw it in there. So people will sometimes show inflated prices because there's just physically not as many cards on there. What I just showed you there was the Moritz cider. You can look at the card in detail. Check out Timothy Liljegren. You're going to get this message. Uncirculated stock image. The lower value cards, a lot of them from ePack just have a stock image, so you're not going to see the exact card that you have. So sometimes if it's a higher end card, you'll see it. If you ever see a card that has this black border, that means it's been reprocessed as elite, so it has a very higher resolution picture, so you can get even more detail before you choose to buy the card. Any questions you have, leave it in the comments. I will respond to every single one of them if you're trying to figure out why you need Comc, how it's going to be helpful, and all of that stuff there. There's a lot more to get into, but you will get used to it when you're going through the process. ePack, I would say, is basically gambling, so I wouldn't recommend it, but Comc is very useful. The contest is still on for the end of the year giveaway. Make sure any questions you do ask about Comc include the hashtag SnipeCityCards100,000 to get a ballot entry. Also, if you go to our website, everything is taxes and free shipping. So if you make a purchase on our website, every $50 you spend will get you an additional ballot entry. Our previous videos will also have ballot entries. Our future videos for the rest of this month will have ballot entries. So make sure you make that hashtag comment on all of them. We're going to add more prizes as the month goes on. That's our quick recap of Comc and 130 Point. We're probably going to have to do like a full series and really slow it down, but hopefully this was somewhat useful for you guys. Thanks for watching.